Hey there, fellow traveler. If you love the sound of waves, the thrill of exploring new ports, and the simple joy of watching sunsets from a ship deck, you're in the right place. Whether you're a first-time cruiser dreaming of your maiden voyage or a seasoned sailor who already knows the buffet layout by heart, cruising has a way of getting into your soul. It's exciting, relaxing, and full of hidden corners you only discover with experience. But what if I told you there's a whole side of cruise life that most passengers never see? Former crew members, those who've lived behind the scenes, have shared some eye-opening truths that could change the way you cruise forever. And today, I'm sharing them with you. If you want to cruise smarter, safer, and more confidently, make sure you stick around. And hey, if you're into honest, real-world cruise tips with zero fluff, hit that subscribe button and join the Travel Vibes community. You won't want to miss what's coming next. 1. The casino illusion. Why cruise gambling isn't what it seems. Now, let's talk about something that dazzles many first-time cruisers, the onboard casino. With flashing lights, free cocktails, and the hum of excitement, it feels like Vegas at sea. But here's the thing. It's not Vegas, not even close. Cruise ship casinos fall under maritime laws, not the strict gaming regulations you find in Nevada. That means cruise lines can legally adjust the odds, often without ever telling you. Former casino staff have confirmed that slot machines can be tightened remotely, especially after a big win or when the ship needs to boost its profits. That jackpot winner you just saw? They may have triggered a system-wide shift that makes it harder for everyone else. So what's the takeaway? If you enjoy gambling, go in for the fun, not the fantasy. Stick to low-stakes table games, know your limit, and walk away with your wallet and your dignity intact. Trust me, the real jackpot on a cruise is the experience, not the payout. 2. You're being profiled, digitally and personally. If you think you're just one of thousands blending into the crowd, think again. From the moment you book your cruise, your preferences start painting a picture: what you buy, where you dine, even how you interact with staff. This isn't guesswork. It's called passenger profiling, and it's built right into the system. Former crew members reveal they're often briefed on VIPs, high spenders, and even guests flagged as difficult before you ever step aboard. That warm welcome drink, it may be tailored to your last order. And that extra smile at dinner? It could be because the crew already knows you're a generous tipper, but it works both ways. If you're demanding, dismissive, or constantly complaining, it doesn't go unnoticed. The golden rule here is simple. Kindness is currency at sea. And the more positive your presence, the more likely you are to receive thoughtful service or even an unexpected upgrade. 3. The truth behind that fresh buffet. Let's be honest. Cruise buffets look amazing. From golden croissants to shiny lobster tails, it's easy to assume it's all made fresh daily by gourmet chefs. But here's the surprise. Former cruise cooks say that as much as 60% of buffet food is pre-cooked, frozen, or vacuum-sealed long before you ever board the ship. It's not laziness, it's logistics. When you're feeding thousands of guests on a tight schedule, efficiency wins. That creamy scrambled egg? It might be from a powdered mix. That croissant? Frozen and reheated hours before sunrise. So what can you do? Look for made-to-order stations like omelets, stir-fry, or pasta. Or treat yourself to a specialty restaurant where freshness is part of the charm. Sometimes paying a little more means enjoying something truly memorable, and your taste buds will know the difference. 4. Lost and found, or just lost. What really happens when items go missing? Now here's a detail many cruisers don't consider until it's too late. What happens when something goes missing on board? You might imagine a full investigation, security cameras rolling, staff combing the decks like in a crime drama. But, in reality, most minor thefts are quietly swept under the rug. Former security staff admit that unless it's serious, like violence or a high-value item, passengers are usually told to check their cabin again or file a claim with travel insurance later. And yes, believe it or not, some guests fake losses just to get freebies or sympathy perks. So, if you travel with expensive jewelry, electronics, or documents, don't take chances. Use the in-room safe, avoid leaving bags unattended, and resist the urge to flash high-end items in public areas. Cruising should feel carefree. A little preparation helps keep it that way. 5. Free perks that come with a catch. Cruisers love perks. And who wouldn't enjoy a glass of champagne at the art auction or a complimentary spa consultation? But here's the truth. Most first-time passengers don't realize these freebies are designed to sell. Former crew members confirm that what seems like a kind gesture is often part of a well-rehearsed marketing script. From overpriced paintings to wrinkle creams that cost more than your cruise fare, the goal is simple: turn your curiosity into commission, and it works because it feels personal. You're relaxed, you're sipping bubbly, and you want to say yes. But seasoned travelers know better. Take the treat, enjoy the moment, smile through the sales pitch, and feel absolutely zero guilt walking away. Because on a cruise, being polite and being smart can absolutely go hand in hand. 6. The cruise card that tracks more than you think. It may look like just a plastic key, but your cruise card is actually a powerful tool. It doesn't just open your cabin or buy your drinks. It quietly tracks every tap, every transaction, and every time you step on or off the ship. Former crew have confirmed that your behavior is logged and analyzed, creating a digital profile as detailed as your Instagram feed. Things like frequent complaints, unpaid bar tabs, or even skipping appointments can raise red flags behind the scenes. In some cases, it's led to restricted access or delayed service, without the guest even realizing why. But don't worry, this isn't about fear, it's about awareness. The smart move? Use the cruise app to track your spending, double-check your receipts, and if something seems off, ask politely. Because in the eyes of the ship, your cruise card doesn't just show what you buy, it reflects who you are as a guest. 7. Hidden cameras? Yes. But here's the real reason they're there now. Before you imagine a spy movie on the high seas, let's keep things in perspective. Yes, security cameras do exist all over cruise ships, and that's not a secret. You'll find them in public lounges, busy hallways, and along open decks. But they're not there to watch your every move. They're there for safety and liability protection. Cruise ships are like floating cities, and like any city, surveillance helps maintain peace, settle disputes, and prevent theft. In fact, footage has helped resolve everything from minor injuries to missing person reports. Of course, there have been a few isolated incidents where cameras showed up in places they shouldn't, which violates cruise policy and is dealt with seriously. So here's the takeaway. Always assume that public areas are monitored. It's not about fear, it's about acting with awareness and respect, just like you would in a hotel lobby or airport. Because whether you're a laid-back cruiser or a late-night adventurer, a little mindfulness goes a long way. 8. Not all shore excursions are created equal. Let's face it, excursions are the highlight for many cruisers. Whether it's swimming with dolphins or ziplining through a tropical forest, the brochures make it all look magical. But here's what many first-time passengers don't realize. Not every excursion is vetted equally. Some are run by third-party vendors with limited insurance, rushed schedules, or questionable safety standards, especially in less regulated ports. Former crew members have warned that if something goes wrong, like an injury or delay, the cruise line might refuse responsibility altogether. So how can you stay safe while still exploring? Start by checking vendor reviews on TripAdvisor or Google. Ask if they carry liability insurance. And remember, in many walkable ports, a self-guided beach day can be cheaper, safer, and way more relaxing. Smart cruising means knowing when to say yes and when to step back. 9. The hidden world of crew life. Below deck. As passengers, we enjoy the ocean breeze, delicious meals, and well-made beds. But beneath all that comfort lies a reality that many cruisers never think about. Life below deck for the crew. While you're sipping cocktails on deck 12, most crew members are living in tight, windowless cabins, often shared with 2 or 3 others. They work 10 to 14 hours a day, 7 days a week, sometimes for months without a day off. And yet, they still smile. They greet you warmly. They remember your name and your coffee order. That's because they're trained to make your cruise feel effortless, even when they're running on fumes. So here's the takeaway. If you value great service, return it with kindness. Tip fairly. Say thank you. Respect their time. On a cruise ship, small gestures ripple far and often come back to you in the best ways. 10. Hidden spaces. Most cruisers never discover. One of the joys of cruising is the sense of adventure, and that includes what's on board. Beyond the pools and buffets, there are secret spots scattered throughout the ship that most guests never find. Former crew members have quietly revealed hidden lounges, observation decks, and tucked-away walkways. Places perfect for quiet reading, ocean views, or just catching your breath away from the crowd. These areas aren't on the map. There's no sign pointing the way. But if you're friendly and curious, crew often love sharing these gems with passengers who show interest. One entertainment host said her favorite sunset view wasn't on the top deck. It was near the helipad, up a back stairwell. Another mentioned a peaceful nook behind the art gallery where you could sip coffee in silence. So next time you sail, don't just follow the crowd. Explore, ask, connect. That's how you unlock the ship's best-kept secrets. 11. The quiet rewards of being a great passenger. Here's something cruise lines don't print in brochures, but every experienced traveler eventually learns. The best perks aren't advertised. They're earned. Cabin stewards often go the extra mile for guests who keep things neat and treat them with respect. Bartenders might give you a little extra pour, not because you asked, but because you tipped with a smile. And when things get hectic, guest services will remember the ones who were calm, patient, and kind. Why does this matter? Because on a ship, just like in a small town, reputation travels fast. Crew talk and kindness gets noticed far more than complaints. So if you love cruising not just for the destinations, but for the people who make it all run, be the kind of passenger they hope returns. You'll be amazed how far genuine warmth can take you at sea. And remember, on a cruise ship, small things leave a big wake. The way you treat the crew, the way you explore the ship, the way you handle the unexpected. Every choice adds up to more than just a vacation. It becomes a reflection of who you are as a traveler. So don't just cruise for the photos. Cruise for the people. Cruise with purpose, and cruise like someone who's seen behind the curtain and chooses to sail smarter because of it. If this helped you see cruising in a whole new light, don't forget to like the video, hit subscribe, and join the Travel Vibes crew for more eye-opening cruise insights every week. Because when you know what the insiders know, you don't just take a trip, you own the journey. See you on board.